Right, and this is the worst hole on the entire course. This is number 9. This is part 9 of the CAD's guide by me, Golf Bag. It's part 4 and it's horrible. And the first route I'm going to show you is if you're 60 plus, you need a little bit of wind with you and you've got to be feeling pretty lucky. Basically what you're doing, you're going to be putting a little bit of 1 or 2 o'clock spin on it, depending on what the wind's like. You're going to need probably at least a 1 wind going with you. And you're aiming to hit just on the left hand side of the tree. Now when the wind's going a bit to the right, you're going to have to aim to hit the rock, but you've got to trust the wind will take it round, otherwise you're going to miss. Now I'll show you here. Looks okay, and it will bend around the rock. I'll just turn the camera around there and look at that, it's hit the tree. That can happen to anyone if you don't get enough spin on it. Obviously showing my amateur side a bit there, but don't worry about it because you can still recover even from these. If you happen to find yourself behind the tree, then make sure it's something like a pitching wedge, so that when it does clip the tree, it's gonna still keep the distance. Pretty much it's all about the first shot there, because you're not going to be taking the second one if you're taking that drive, and your aim is to get it in as clear of a spot as possible. If you can make the green, then go for it. If you got extra wind, then you should be able to go around the right hand side of the tree and you're guaranteed green, and that way you got an easier chance of a birdie. This one people don't really expect a birdie unless they've got a high level partner. Even so though, it's worth taking your time and trying for the birdie. This is the second route. This is for the lower levels, or if you've got bad wind. You're aiming for the flat bit, which is down this side on the left hand side, between the bumps and the rough. So that's where you want to aim. I'm aiming nowhere near there because I've got strange wind here, so I'm aiming to push it over to the left. Hopefully my ball will go and show an example of a flat bit. And yep, that looks pretty flat to me, so that's pretty much where you want to be. Just aim for that spot every time and you'll be fine. As you can see, I'm not on much of a slope here, so you want to pull out your irons, see what will get over it. With me it's an 8 iron and I can put some topspin on it. If you have to, then use some side spin. I'll show what I mean there. If you set up your shot, put on a little bit of side spin. Sometimes it'll clip the rock, but then it'll seem to go around it. And what you're aiming to do, you're just aiming to bounce it in the middle of the green and roll forward to the back pin. If it's different pins, then just adjust your shot a little bit. And that's not too bad for me because I hate this hole. But yeah, pretty much you're aiming to hold the green here. If you hit a bad spot on the green, it's going to fly off the green and could go anywhere, but that can happen to anyone, so don't worry about it if it does. That's hole number 9. Everyone pretty much sees it as a hell hole because it's nearly impossible to birdie, but keep at it and hopefully you'll get it. A par is always good on that hole. And hole 10 coming up, and it's a good one.